It's finally happening, my friends. It's going down. We're back in Old Town Orange, California. And one of my bucket list things for years. It's finally happening. Thanks to my buddy Jason, who, by the way, has a YouTube channel called Hey Man with J-Man. We have moved in to the Antique Station. It's a little confusing because on the east side of the street, they have the Antique Depot. Still a great store, but not the store. And then on the west side, over the road, the Antique Station is where we finally set up. We've been moving stuff in for a couple of days. Still not quite finished, but it's now pretty much fully armed and operational. And now that we're allowed to take the masks off, I want you to come and see it with your own eyes. All right, once you come in the front door, you just scoot down the first long aisle you see and head straight down all the way to the back as far as you can go into the very back section of the building. Hang a left and keep on going till you see the Randomland sign. This is so strange because I didn't tell people to come until tomorrow, but there's already people here. Look at all of the wonderful things. We finally have some hats in here, some sick merch. There are t-shirts, including some that have never been online, pins and magnets and patches and a couple coloring books, some of my beloved Batman toys that I had doubles of, a bunch of punk rock records, including the last couple copies I could find of this LP. Hopefully old Rivet's gonna find a new home. And then there's the stuff that I made, although some of them have already been sold, and it's just now dawning on me, I better make some more. Everybody told me, you better make them expensive. That way they'll be in here for a while, you know, people can see them before you eventually mark them down for sale. I thought that's what we did, but apparently things did not go according to plan. Vintage weird Disney stuff, some hand-painted things. Our friend Caitlin helped us a little, but it's mostly been a lot of hard work from Allie to bring the dream to a reality. So we're right here in the back. Tomorrow was supposed to be the big opening day, but we've already got friends stopping by. Some of these things are treasures I acquired on travels. Others are old sacred rescued collectibles like these Knott's Berry Farm tchotchkes. And we've got more and more stuff to add over the next couple days. For the most part though, the cat is already out of the bag, so we'll have to consider this our fully armed and operational battle station. This is cool and weird. I keep bumping into my own stuff and getting anxiety. Like, you know, when you're in an antique store and you bump into something and you're worried it's gonna break and you get all worried that someone's gonna yell at you. Yeah, except that keeps happening with my own stuff and I'm like, oh wait, it's mine. The coolest part of all of this though is that whenever I come down here, I now have the excuse to look at all the other awesome stuff. See, so even if you were planning on coming down here for something in the booth and it's gone, there's so much other stuff down here that it's never a waste of time. Hey, have you got Sir Walter Raleigh in a can? Well, you better let him out. Oh, that's not funny. Dude, our booth looks empty compared to some of the ones in here. And let me tell you, as bare as it looks, there's actually a lot of stuff stuffed into our booth. So I have a newfound crazy respect for all of these vendors, because just the amount of time it takes to tag everything for the store, much less find it, price it, organize it, display it, it takes an infinitely higher amount of work than I thought that it did. Ain't that right, hombre? Yeah. Now, I didn't know this before, but apparently there's a little bit of politics to antique stores. Like, say for example, someone's selling old school awesome lunch boxes. Well, if another guy moves in next door and he's also selling old school awesome lunch boxes, there could be a little rivalry. It can be very easy to bug your neighbors. Because we have so much Randomland sick merch in there, I thought my neighbors were gonna judge me like, these aren't antiques, but instead, because our stuff is so different from almost everybody else's wares, everybody here has been really happy to have us. I'm also kind of relieved looking around here because the prices of antiques and vintage stuff has gone up and up and up. We're probably selling some of our stuff for too little, but that's okay. There's space rent, and then the store takes a certain percentage off the top because they're the ones that sell it. You know, you bring it up to the counter and all that. So it can be a little complicated figuring out what everything has to sell for. And there's kind of a little bit of responsibility to it that I was not thinking about at first, which is, you know, they made room and let us have this temporary space until we can get a full space. Hey, Ziggy. So there's a little bit of an expectation to keep it stocked, you know, keep awesome stuff in there so the store is bangarang. Oh, speaking of which, when we were kids, my brother and I had this airport. There was a kid next door named Vinny who stole the airport. It went missing, and we actually saw it over his fence in his little back patio. But they claimed it was theirs. They refused to give it back. So I thought, I'll fix him. I got some chalk. and I wrote a bad word in front of his door and was immediately caught and punished. Dude, check this booth out. There's some wicked stuff in here. Look, it's Teddy Ruxpin's Less Scary Friend. Epic 80s toys and games. Oh, and look at those cups back there. Yikes. Hey, they're vintage. It's not offensive. It's history. Okay, it's a little offensive. Ooh, so many familiar faces in here. Apparently, I'm going to have to exercise a lot of self-control because there's so much cool stuff in this store. It's going to be hard to make a profit in the first place, much less not spending any potential profit. And then some on ruby slippers and weird birds. Ooh, nice rack. Ooh, a sick wolf book. And best of all, don't get too excited. Sick thermoses. Oh, I'm picking out a thermos for you. Not an ordinary thermos for you. It's the very best thermos you can buy with a handle and stripes and a cup built right in. There's just one thing you gotta watch out for when you're here, and that's not to get mugged. Okay, don't get mugged. Dude, it's kind of weird. When I used to come in here like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. No, not even 5 years ago when I started filming in here. You know, 2012, 2013. Wait a minute, that was more than 5 years ago. Anyway, even back then, there weren't that many people in here. You'd see a few customers roaming throughout the day. But it has exploded in popularity now. There are people everywhere. And twice as many dogs as there used to be. Oh, that is cool. And he's sitting crisscross applesauce. Right? I love that there's some real, like, artifact type stuff, and then you have old Popeye things and monster movie merch. This building used to be the old satellite market, the sister store to the one that used to be by Disneyland. But for an old grocery store, it has a surprising amount of nooks and crannies and twists and turns. It's the perfect place to be if you like to party, or you just want to sing along with Mitch. Wow, they got some awesome stuff in here. Ooh. Hello? Brett Iwan? Ah! Look at that Pluto. See, I get so distracted and overstimulated and excited. I've been neglecting my duty a little bit. This whole time, poor little Allie has been over here putting prices on things. It's fun. It's only a little frustrating because I wanted it to be full of all the stuff. We still haven't managed to get all the stuff down here, and it's looking a little more full, but people keep buying stuff. Stop buying things. I'm also realizing I'm going to have to make more of these signs because people are buying them, and I don't just mean people who are like, oh cool, Justin made this. People who have no idea who I am. They get it, you know? They're like, hand-painted sign? One of a kind? The craziest part is a couple people told me, these are really cheap. And if you'll remember, we were supposed to try to make them expensive so they'd stick around for a while. It seems so easy and straightforward in theory, right? You just put your stuff in there. It does it all by itself. I don't know, this is going to be more of a challenge than I ever thought it would be. Bad grammar. Oh, dude, remember these? But the cow noise? This isn't ours. I grabbed this from another slot. I just wanted to play with it. I had that house and barn at my grandma's house. Now that I think about it, they must have been my mom's or something. That's the great thing about coming down here. Not only are there so many weird things to look at and check out, but some of the pieces bring back like really good memories. Other pieces just inspire you to write a novel. Oops, I should not have tapped on that. Ooh. I mean, I know of no other place where you can buy an elk head and then turn around and get something signed by Walt Disney's only original Imagineer that's still living, Bob Gurr, who, by the way, is having a 90th birthday celebration event this year. I will be there, and so should you. It's Bob's birthday, so he gets to come for free. We all buy tickets, and we have a lot of surprises in store for Bob. Ah! Ooh, a fan! It startled me. I wanted to smack it, but then I thought, I don't want people to think I'm mean to fans. Especially since I have so many of them. Look, there's another fan right over here! How did I not see that when I just walked through here a couple minutes ago? Dude! That is a sick old school TV. Oh, and look at that. It's got the old hi-fi in there. Whoa. I want that so bad. It's like $313. And I don't know if it works. And $313 would change my whole life right now, so no, can't, must resist. Dude, how sick would that be, though, if you could get that working? Right? Record player and TV? I even like the color. Sadly, I know nothing about electronics. One of the few things I know nothing about. Okay, one of the many things. Now, the reason Heyman with J-Man is being so generous with his space is not only because he's a cool guy, but also because he's got this other booth over here. A lot of cool vintage signs. And one wall of our booth actually is still his stuff in there, which I'm sure will get all mixed up. Look at this. That is the 1991 Bat-Missile Batmobile from Batman Returns. It's missing a fin, though, and you cannot find replacements. Plus, I'm really trying to find one in the package one day. One day. Someday, Jennifer. Someday. Dude, some more of Hey Man with J-Man's rad old school signs over here. Oh, a thrifty sign. We used to have a pretty big thrifty in Anaheim that burned down when I was a little kid. Anyway, as you can see, I've wandered off again. Oh my gosh. I came back and someone's getting the monorail. I thought that would never go. I thought it would never go.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to a good home. Wow. Oh man. She's getting the triple whammy. Robin Hood, monorail, Mickey Mouse sign. I gotta go home and get back to work. I'm not even kidding. I gotta get back to work right now. Oh, the cupboard is already getting bare. We're even running out of shirts. I gotta go back and get more shirts. Then I gotta order more shirts. Ah! That monorail took literally, I don't know, 2 days to make. It looked so simple, but it wasn't. At least not for me. Maybe I'm just not good at things. It took like 2 days to make that, and I thought, oh, it'll never sell. I'll never have to make another one of these. Ooh, that is a sick clock. Wait, that's my clock. You're selling my clock? How will I tell time? Oh, right. All right, well, as you can see, we're mostly ready. Some things have already disappeared before we even got started, really, but we're ready to party. So come down if you want to visit. We'll put more sick merch in here tomorrow. And that's all, I think. I gotta go get some Dr. Pepper. Oh, wait. I gotta go across the street. All right, we're going from the station across to the depot. Same owners, at least I think so anyway, and also a very cool store. Very different vibes, though. Very different vibes. A lot of good stuff in here. But I also always felt like it was classier stuff. Too classy for me, you know, like this mink or Muppet. I don't know what kind of fur. And, I don't know. Are those crickets? Where are their crickets? I just feel like we fit in better on the other side. But I got a hot tip that something awesome is back here. Supposedly in the 49er Museum. I think it's 49ers like, you know, Gold Rush, not 49ers like the football team. I can't see. Oh, there it is. There it is. That is a head from the legendary Bud Hurlbut's workshop. He's the guy that built the Calico Mine ride and log ride at Knott's Berry Farm, Castle Park in Riverside. And I've got a friend who's a serious Hurlbut collector who wants me to snag this for him if it's here, and it is. That's a fine piece of history. Man, it's barely noticeable up there. Good tip from my friend Cliff. All right, I snagged the bear for my buddy. We got everything we needed to in the booth on the other side of the street. No time, I guess, left today to tour this basement. Ooh, but next time we come back to the antique store, remind me to tell you about the ghost, who apparently lives right next to our booth. For now, though, we've done our duty. It's time to go home and sleep well. Or actually, paint well. I'm running out of signs.